What's going on? It's your boy Wolf.
And Pooch.
Back with episode 34 of Wolf and Pooch. Today we discussing dating somebody with kids because I've experienced it. I've been a person who dated someone with kids. You've been somebody who have to allow somebody to get, come into the picture.
Right.
So we kind of gonna touch on that. You wanna kick it off? What do you feel about
how do I feel about
just about like from your perspective, like what does a single mom have to go through like in her mind when she's determining whether she should let a guy come into her and her kid's life?
I think the first thing she has to do is you have to be able to trust that person because your kids are probably gone through some change and transitions or whatever, and then you're going to invite someone new in, so you have to make sure that it's something legit, real, right? Not just don't just bring anybody around. And I waited a good amount of time before you were around the kids. I was about 8 months or so, I feel like, something like that. Because I was cautious. I wanted to make sure, that it was something more than just I don't know, people bring men around that are just like flings. Like that to me is like, I don't think that's healthy for the kids, my opinion, but I feel like it's something that you should definitely take your time with. Because your kids are watching everything you do, right? And I think you're the role model they look up to, so you got to be sure you're making choices that you're going to want them to make later on in life. So from your perspective, since you've done this a couple times, what would you say is something that is easy about it and something that's hard about it?
Something that's easy about it for me is just like, usually I'm just a cool cat. Like, I got a cool personality. So the times where I've dated women with kids, for the most part, I've gotten along with the kid. It's never been like some, oh, you ain't my daddy type stuff. Like that. Because for one, I wasn't trying to come in and be daddy.
Right.
Because I feel like you never want to do that in the first place. But something that was hard is just like also knowing that you ain't the daddy, because then in terms of like disciplining, and you don't want to like overstep that boundary.
Right.
You don't want to be that guy. Like you also want to gain their respect, but you don't want to like overdo it. So it's kind of like a balance, especially when you're a guy in that situation, coming around the kids. It takes something to get used to.
Right.
And honestly, if you're not a guy out there where, let's say you a guy where you need a lot of attention from your woman, then I wouldn't recommend dating a female with kids, because obviously she gonna have to give the majority of that to her kids, depending on the situation.
Depending on how old
unless
they are
the kids
right?
spend time with the dad or whatever. But if
good.
you that type of dude, then stay away from
some flexibility is definitely needed, because my kids are older, right? So they have events they have come up and whatever, this and that. But I'm just saying, especially like if you have little ones, like as we know, like that takes up a lot of your time. And so if you're a man coming into that, you have to be aware of like, okay, you're going to have to make some allowances for that. But
if you, and also I know it's a lot of dudes out there who would like to raise their own kids with a woman. So that would be a thing. I know that's the reason why a lot of dudes don't like to date women with kids, because you feel like it's just in the back of your head, it's not necessarily yours. Like, and a lot of dudes don't want to take care of another dude's child.
Right.
Depending on if the child is in the life or not, but you still gotta like deal with the kid. You still gotta So a lot of dudes don't want to have to do that, and I understand that. That's why you have to be a special type of dude. Honestly, you have to want to, have kids. A lot of dudes can't have kids, maybe, so that would be a reason to kind of date a girl with kids.
Right. But... And some men maybe don't want their own kids. Maybe they're okay with not having kids at all. Some men just don't want children. I mean, I feel like, let's just put it this way. I think the person has to really mean something in order for you to stick around with someone with kids. You're not going to just go into that willingly if this person doesn't mean something to you, because it is more responsibility to take on if you think about it, right? Like there's more than one person involved. She's coming with, however many kids she has, 1, 2, 3, whatever.
It ain't too much.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, so yeah, that has to be something that's like, okay, they clearly must have to be someone that, is means something.
You gotta care a lot about the mom in order to
right, that's what I was saying.
You can't separate it. It's not like you could just be like, all right, I'm gonna date you and not date the kids. That's the thing. So, yeah, you're right. You're gonna have to really care about the mom in order to put up with the kids, especially if they bad.
Well, and you're gonna run into and you might run into situations where the kid's resentful that the mom is dating somebody, right? And so then you have that, and so that, I think, it puts pressure on the man, but it also puts pressure on the woman too, because I dealt with that a little bit. As a build change, bringing someone around that wasn't their father, right? So it was, that was one of the humps we had to get through. But I feel like communicate with your kids, be there for them, let them come to things in their own time. I feel like, because at the end of the day, they don't have adult brains. They're still forming that, and so they're trying to figure things out too, right? So, but again, yeah, that is one thing that comes into play. I feel like, though, kids, if someone comes into someone's relationship that they don't have kids, right, they will learn from those kids. Kids do teach you things. There are benefits, and I feel like you could be a mentor to them. You could be a role model for them. So there's a lot of benefits too. I know, because I feel like we're talking about a lot of negative. But I think it's important that we're just making people aware of, the variables involved when there's children, right? Because there just are, so it's something that I don't feel like people should take lightly. They should think it through.
I feel like as long as there's, as long as there's respect between the kids and that new person that's coming and getting involved, then it should go smoothly. Right. The problem is when the disrespect come in, and then it makes the person who don't have the kids want to just be like, you know what, I ain't got to put up with this, because a lot of dudes, sadly, do have to deal with the disrespect from kids who they support, but yet they not their biological kids, and yet the kids still disrespect them, and that's a horrible situation to be in. No,
that's and the woman should not allow that to happen. Let's just put it that way. There needs to be conversations that are like, listen, this is someone who's a part of my life, and you don't have to love this person, but you need to be respectful. I feel like that is something that the woman needs to do her part on.
Most definitely, because a lot of times kids feel like, okay, well, they look at how their mom treat the person or how their dad treat them, and if they see them as not respecting them, then they're not gonna respect them. They're like, oh, well, my mom don't even respect you like that. She talk about you behind your back, or, So, yeah, you gotta be careful with that.
For sure. No, I mean, I definitely think there's benefits to it, but a lot of times, sadly, the negative is like, these things, don't date a single mom, And it's like, single moms, we were talking about this before the show. Yeah. Single moms, if they've made you a part of their life, then you clearly mean something, because they are busy, they have things going on, and it's, they're juggling a lot, and they also know what they want. For one.
I was just about to say, that's one benefit of dating a single mom is, hopefully if she's a single mom, she's not out here in the streets just trying to be out here clubbing and partying. And that, okay, she got responsibilities, so she looking for a dude who gonna be there, and she not just trying to sleep around everybody. So
you're gonna get
at least
all
you can find peace of mind in that. And the snacks in the cabinets. That's another benefit of dating.
He can speak to that.
Of dating single moms. I can speak to that for sure. And yeah. So, I don't know. You got anything else to add to this?
I was just saying, because I feel like single moms do get a bad rap. It's like, oh, don't date a woman with kids. And it's like, you know what? I really wish there wasn't this negative connotation with it. She's taking a chance too, right? She's taking a chance allowing someone into her life around her children. So the same way the man is taking a chance in inviting himself into that world. They both are taking a risk. There's risk involved on both sides. I guess that's what I want to point out.
No badass baby kids. Man, you should be all good.
Yeah, no, I mean, kids are going to do things and make bad choices. They're not perfect, but I mean, it's all manageable. You get through those times and, you could learn from it. We all could learn from it, right? Even if it's, not your child or not. I just feel like there's always a lesson or a silver lining. So that's my outlook on it. All right.
I ain't got no more much to say on that.
No.
Anything else to add? No.
No, I think we're good.
All right, till next time, we out this thing. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Give me some situations where, y'all been dating somebody with kids. Let me know if it worked out or if it didn't work out. I like to hear feedback. So,
yeah, it's nice to hear.
The socials will be in the description box, like she said. And, yeah, we in this thing. Till next time, y'all stay blessed.